If your brain goes fuzzy around 2 or 3 p.m., you're not lazy and you're not broken. You're usually running into a predictable energy bottleneck. For most people, it's a mix of blood sugar swings, a natural circadian dip, and a few hidden habits that stack up. The good news is you can often reduce the crash without working harder. You just need to remove the main triggers and replace them with a simple reset routine. In this breakdown, you'll learn what's actually happening in your body when focus disappears. You'll also learn how to build lunches, caffeine timing, and micro breaks that keep your mind clear. And we'll cover quick fixes for the moments you're already foggy. Think of this as a troubleshooting guide. You'll identify your most likely cause. Then you'll apply one change at a time until afternoons feel stable again. Moving to slide 2. Start with the most common culprit, a blood sugar roller coaster. When you eat a meal that's heavy on fast carbs, your glucose rises quickly. Your body answers with insulin to move that glucose into cells. For some people, that response overshoots, and blood sugar drops fast. That drop can feel like brain fog, irritability, shaky focus, or sudden sleepiness. Even if you don't feel hungry, your brain can feel underfueled. The tricky part is the crash often hits 1 to 3 hours after lunch, right when you need mental sharpness. This is why a sweet coffee drink, a pastry, or a big bowl of refined starch can backfire. It's not that carbs are bad, it's that speed matters. Your goal is a steadier curve, not a spike and fall. Moving to slide 3. A second force is your circadian rhythm, your built-in daily timing system. Many people have a natural dip in alertness in the early afternoon. It's not just food coma. It can happen even if you skip lunch. Your core body temperature and alertness signals often sag for a window, then rise again later. If you slept poorly, that dip gets deeper. If you're stressed, it can feel like your brain hits a wall. The key is to stop interpreting the dip as a personal failure. Treat it like weather. You can plan around it, and you can soften it. Bright light earlier in the day, consistent wake time, and a short movement break can all reduce how hard it hits. And if you do nap, timing matters. A long nap can leave you groggier than before. Moving to slide 4. Now let's talk about lunch composition, because this is where you can get a big win. A crash-prone lunch is usually low in protein, low in fiber, and high in refined carbs or added sugars. That combination digests fast and leaves you chasing energy. A steadier lunch has 3 anchors: protein, fiber-rich plants, and a source of fat. Protein and fiber slow digestion and support steadier glucose. Fat helps with satiety, so you're not hunting snacks an hour later. Practical examples: a chicken or tofu salad with olive oil, a lentil bowl with vegetables, or eggs with beans and greens. If you like rice or pasta, you can still include them. Just reduce the portion and pair them with protein and vegetables. Think add structure, not remove everything you enjoy. Moving to slide 5. Even with a great lunch, dehydration can create a fog that feels like low motivation. Your brain is sensitive to fluid balance. Mild dehydration can show up as headache, slower thinking, and poor mood. The problem is, many people confuse thirst with hunger or with the need for caffeine. If you drink coffee but forget water, you can end up chasing clarity all afternoon. A simple check is your morning to lunch fluid intake. If it's basically nothing, your afternoon will be harder. Build a low-friction routine: a full glass of water after waking, another mid-morning, and one with lunch. If you sweat a lot, electrolytes from food can help too. Think soups, mineral water, or a pinch of salt in meals. The goal is steady hydration, not chugging late when you already feel awful. Moving to slide 6. Caffeine can help, but timing is everything. If you slam caffeine late morning and then again after lunch, you can create a cycle. Stimulation, then a rebound dip, then more stimulation. Some people also get jittery, which feels like anxiety plus brain fog at the same time. A more stable approach is to treat caffeine like a tool, not a drip feed. Many do better with one main dose earlier, then a smaller top-up before the dip, not during it. Also pay attention to what your coffee comes with. A sugary drink can set up the blood sugar crash we talked about. If you're sensitive, consider pairing caffeine with food, or switching the afternoon drink to unsweetened tea. And keep in mind, caffeine can affect sleep, even when you feel like it doesn't. Moving to slide 7. One of the most underrated causes of afternoon fog is what happens after you eat. A huge heavy meal pulls more blood flow toward digestion. That's normal. If you combine that with sitting still, dim light, and a warm room, you've basically built a perfect nap environment. You don't need a hardcore workout to fix this. You need a short digestion assist. A 10-minute easy walk after lunch can improve glucose handling and alertness for many people. If you can't walk, stand and do gentle movement for a few minutes. Even light stair climbing or a few mobility drills can help. The goal is to signal, stay awake to your nervous system. Bonus, this also reduces the urge to snack for quick energy later. It's a small habit with a surprisingly large payoff. Moving to slide 8. Let's add another sneaky factor: indoor air and carbon dioxide buildup. In a closed room, CO2 can rise, especially with multiple people or poor ventilation. Higher CO2 doesn't just feel stuffy, it can reduce perceived alertness and make concentration harder. Combine that with warm temperatures, and you get the classic mid-afternoon haze. The fix is simple. Create a ventilation habit. Open a window for a few minutes. Use a fan to move air. If you can, step outside briefly. Cooler air and a small temperature drop can also increase alertness. This isn't about extreme cold exposure. It's about getting out of the stagnant environment your brain associates with sleep. If your afternoon fog happens mostly at your desk and improves when you leave the room, air quality is a strong suspect. Moving to slide 9. Another common pattern is cognitive overload. If your morning is packed with meetings, notifications, and constant switching, your brain gets tired in a very specific way. It's not physical tiredness, it's decision fatigue and attention residue. Every time you switch tasks, a bit of your focus stays stuck on the last thing. By afternoon, it feels like you can't think straight, even if your body has energy. The fix is to change how you use attention, not just what you eat. Create one protected focus block earlier in the day for the hardest work. Then make afternoons more structured and lighter. Also, reduce switching, batch email, batch messages, and keep one main task at a time. A 2-minute reset can help too. Close tabs, write the next 3 steps on paper, and restart with a single target. Moving to slide 10. If your afternoons are foggy, look upstream at sleep quality, not just sleep duration. You can get 8 hours and still feel wrecked if the sleep is fragmented. Common disruptors include late caffeine, heavy late meals, bright light at night, and a bedroom that's too warm. Stress can also keep your nervous system in a lighter sleep state. The afternoon dip then becomes the moment your body tries to collect the debt. A practical approach is to pick one sleep lever for a week. For example, keep caffeine earlier, dim lights in the last hour, or cool the room slightly. Also, keep wake time consistent, even on days off, because your circadian rhythm likes regularity. If you snore loudly or wake up gasping, that's worth discussing with a clinician. Breathing-related sleep issues can strongly affect daytime focus. Moving to slide 11. Let's get tactical. What do you do when the fog has already hit? Start with the fastest levers that don't backfire. First, drink water, because it's low risk and often overlooked. Second, change your state with light movement. 2 to 5 minutes is enough to raise alertness. Third, get bright light if you can, ideally natural light. Fourth, do a quick breathing reset. Slower exhales can reduce stress-driven fog and help you feel more in control. Then, pick the smallest possible task and complete it. Brain fog gets worse when you try to do something complex with a depleted brain. If you need a snack, choose one that won't spike and crash. Think protein plus fiber, like yogurt with nuts, or hummus with vegetables. The goal is to stabilize, then rebuild momentum. Moving to slide 12. Now let's build a simple anti-crash routine you can repeat. Step 1 is a stable lunch. Protein, fiber, and a little fat. Step 2 is a short walk or movement break within 30 minutes after eating. Step 3 is hydration, 1 glass with lunch and 1 mid-afternoon. Step 4 is caffeine strategy. Avoid turning 2 p.m. into a rescue mission. If you use caffeine, use it earlier and smaller. Step 5 is environment, fresh air and a slightly cooler room if possible. And step 6 is work design. Put admin tasks in the dip window and save deep thinking for your peak hours. The power here is consistency. You're training your body to expect steady energy. Track it like an experiment for 7 days. Rate your fog from 1 to 10 each afternoon. 1 or 2 changes usually stand out fast. Moving to slide 13. Finally, let's cover when brain fog is a signal to look deeper. If your fog is severe, sudden, or paired with symptoms like fainting, chest pain, or major shortness of breath, get medical help promptly. If it's persistent for weeks, it's worth discussing with a clinician, because many factors can contribute. Iron deficiency, thyroid issues, sleep disorders, blood sugar problems, and chronic stress can all show up as cognitive fatigue. Some people also react to specific foods, or they're undereating earlier in the day and paying for it later. The point isn't to self-diagnose, it's to notice patterns and bring good notes to the conversation. And if you want to keep this practical, start with the highest return basics: stable lunch, hydration, movement, light, and sleep consistency. If you found this useful, subscribe for more evidence-informed routines you can actually stick to. And comment with your biggest crash trigger: A. Lunch choices, or B. Poor sleep. Health span first. Lifespan follows.